Ose wonders if her father Toge would have done the same. Would he have abandoned the Kingdom of Denmark if he knew the possibilities, diplomatic arrangements, and future she herself can see within the Holy Roman Empire? Maybe he would, or maybe he was too brave and proud of a Viking to understand her decision, but what done is done for the family and for the dynasty. She also worries about what will happen to her half-sister Liv in Vorbasse, still allied with her of course, but now the only remaining Elvin within Denmark. What shall become of her in the future? So far from her family, she does ponder while moving through the halls of Lübeck Castle. It is all good questions, I would say. Yeah, I think she's asking the right questions here. What will become of her half-sister? I don't know. I don't think you guys know, and maybe not even the game does know what is gonna happen. But I am worried, and so is Ose. And yeah, this could even be the last episode with Ose. We don't know. We are, well, she is, what, 62 now? Her health is poor. Oh boy, she could die. She could die anytime. I mean, she's definitely not getting younger, that is. But what will happen in this episode? That's also just a big old question mark, isn't it? You never really know when you open this game and start playing what will happen, especially not if you're role-playing it like I do right now. You just don't know. Because you have to make some decisions that are a little bit out there sometimes in terms of... I mean, we are how many years into this save? Quite a few. We're still only one county. The same county that we started out with, but... that's just how it is, right? That's just... It doesn't really mean a whole lot when you're role-playing how many tiles you hold. It's more about the dynasty. It's more about the family. And as we say that, we do have a child born, but it's 2 our night. Yeah, so it doesn't really... I mean, it's the giant, isn't it? Yeah, we have... Let's see if it's a giant child as well. No, it's not. It is not a giant child, but yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Anyway, I think we'll just let the game run for a bit here on very slow, and hopefully things are gonna happen. The first time it happened, I barely even gave it a moment's thought, but my Marshal Balder has grown bolder. His challenges no longer pass unnoticed at the council table. He is testing my limits, the others are sure to follow, unless I gave him a bit of taste of his own medicine. Ah, okay. Well, let's see, we don't really like him that much, and he doesn't really like us that much, but we are mostly neutral, I would say. He is terrified of us, apparently. Okay, that's good to know, so we could probably do a little bit with that. I guess we could forget to invite him and leave him in the dark. That, I mean, would she do that? That's the thing, right? Whoops, I don't know why I did that. I think I went outside the window area here, breaking the immersion completely. He shall tasked with an impossible task to complete. All problems will be blamed on him. I don't think she would do that, would she? Nah. How dare you challenge your countess? I don't think she would do that either. Why would she not do that actually? Because she's fickle. Because she often changed her mind, apparently. She wouldn't do something like that. I think the first one is probably the best choice here. I don't know why that is. I don't really have any strong feelings toward any of these. So I think we're gonna go with leaving him in the dark. I feel like that's something Ose could do. Yeah. That's probably what he deserves. So what would happen here? We could gain 50 diplomacy lifestyle. Actually, that already happened. And we get a weak hook on Balder. I mean, that would be fine. That is one out of many possible outcomes here. Or 3 possible outcomes, that is. Balder is fooled. No, not fooled. He is not fooled. And he would lose 15 opinion of us. Or Balder outwits you. And, okay, let's actually see how good he is in kind of learning and also diplomacy. Yeah, well, he's kind of terrible, isn't he? But maybe this is actually more... no, I think this is a diplomacy kind of thing, isn't it? Weak-minded or keeps to himself. Oh, so we could, like, he's craven. So he's getting scared easily. He is sealess and he's temperate. I think the first one is also probably the best one in terms of efficiency, right? I think there is a very good likelihood that we would beat him to it here and probably get a weak hood. But we'll see. Let's see what happens here. Hopefully, Balder is fooled by us, and nothing happens. Nothing happened. I think the event is probably triggering a few days later. Or not. It's not saying anything. That's kind of odd, isn't it? Oh, there we go. Since I began to withhold information from Balder, he had made a damn fool of himself on more occasions than I can count. Well, there we go. Dismissing his hopelessly outdated suggestion has been easier than outwitting a dog. Now he remains quiet, eyes cast low. Well, our opinion went up. No, Balder's opinion of us went up. I don't know why I always mistake these two for each other, but that's fine. So cruel perhaps, but it had to be done. I don't think that was cruel. It was just a calculated risk, I would say, from her part. Diplomatic calculated risk. Well, it is manipulation, I suppose, but in this case, it worked out well for us. So yeah, really nice. And we do have a weak hook on him. I don't think we can actually use that for anything right now. What would we use that for? I don't know. Let's just check up on it. Imprison? Yeah. Ask to take vows. Ask to join Holy Order. Nah. It's not really giving us anything really specifically here. But at least we didn't lose anything. And at least he didn't find out that we were trying to manipulate him. So, it all went pretty fairly well here. Jarl Erling of the Norejar, I think that's how you got to pronounce it, has announced to the world that he and his vassal has converted to Mandeism, an organized dualist faith. It's hostile to us. Okay. So Mandeism traced its lineage to Adam and John the Baptist. Okay, so it is actually okay, that's very interesting. The world consider of light and darkness, and in time of all mortal souls will be judged as to whether they are worthy to return to the eternal light. Okay. That's an interesting one. I don't know what exactly else it will have in it, but we can check up on that, I suppose. Having become delusionized with the teaching of the Catholic priest, the nobles of the Norejar no longer consider the clergy to be righteous and true. As Mandans, they believe their new faith probably aligns with the will of the first light, and they are distancing themselves from their former religious institution. Now, yeah, that's actually interesting. See, here's the point, right? When would you ever do this? When would you ever consider taking another faith, right? I don't think Uzi is going to consider this. I'm like talking from the perspective of, if you're a very zealous person, you probably wouldn't do it. And if you're not a zealous person, why would you convert to another culture either way? It would be because you really would roleplay it in towards you don't like your pope and you don't like the ruler that you have right now, who is also a whatever faith you have, right? So that's where you would probably consider doing something like that. And that is probably also what happened to this guy. So where is she from? Is that... I don't even know where that is. Oh, it's up here. Oh, okay. So it's on the northern part of Scotland here, and also Shetland, and also the Faroe Island. Okay, cool. Well, in terms of Åse and her family, they are not gonna convert. They're gonna stay Catholic for now. You know, they do have some good points. 250 piety. No, we are gonna stay. We're gonna stay. I don't know what twisted mockery of faith this is. Yeah, that's what Åse thinks right now. Like I said, she doesn't really. She's not really a religious person, but she doesn't really have anything against her Catholic beliefs either, or the Catholic beliefs within her dynasty and also within the empire. So she's gonna just remain kind of neutral here and just. Yeah, that's some twisted things going on up there in the northern part of Scotland, so let that be, let that be. We are finally very much out of debt. And look at that, additional taxes. You gained 70 gold from our average stewardship skills that led to this windfall. Thank you, Edgar. That was lovely. He's also our head groom. So, yeah. I just found out how we are to buy horses. I just found out. Like you saw in here. Yeah, we can't buy through this screen. But if we actually click on him, we can actually go in and say buy mount, because he is, you know, the one managing it. We don't have the money for it right now. I don't know how much it actually costs, but apparently there are no horses we can actually select. Or maybe it is bugged. I'm not too sure about it. Maybe it doesn't work, but we'll see in the future if I can get that one to work, because we don't actually have a horse right now. Which is, we don't have any artifacts at all. Well, I mean, we are just a small county, so, you know, it is what it is. But now, we are a county with a bit of gold. Now, 77, it does not sound like a lot, does it? Not compared to what our father had, Toge. He had a lot more money between his hands, and it does look like that our money is still, I mean, do we have unraised men-at-arms? Oh yeah, of course we do. We do have men-at-arms, and they are unraised. But yeah, we don't really gain a lot of gold. 0.6 is that's not a lot. So I think we're just gonna let it stay up there, and maybe we can do something with it. I don't know if there's a decision we could do. Maybe call a feast, or hold a feast, or call a hunt or something. But again, we don't really have any stress. But holding a feast would also be a diplomatic thing to do. So maybe she's wondering if she should use some of her money on a feast. I mean, she had never hold a feast in her life. She had been to feasts, but she herself haven't done it. So it may increase vassal opinions, and it also may increase our liege's opinion. I don't know. Would she do this now when she comes into money? She's not. See, here's the thing. She is not very greedy. She's in the minus when it comes to the greed. She doesn't really like to spend money at all. I don't think she would do it. We could also commission an epic. That could be something, because that has to do with the family epic, and that would maybe help the family down the line. We are a traditional family as well in terms of what is it called, the lineage thing. So if we okay, now think pop. It's the Leviathan thing. Okay, let's go with this one first. Let's take a look here. Now we have already seen it before. It's the whale, right? What should she do here? Get the harpoons? I don't think so. No, I don't see why she would be the one doing that. Let the others handle it. Just bring me the carcass. I mean, she is liveliness, so I think she would probably go for something like this. But her liveliness is very high, and she is also a bold character. So she would probably let someone else do it. But that means we actually gain 50 gold. Wow. That seems like an obvious choice here for me. A creature of fierce and majestic, leave it. No, I don't think she actually cares about, you know, the wildlife and all that kind of stuff. Or it being majestic. She's not very... Again, she's not very sealess in any aspects in her life. She could go either way. I think she will let others handle it and actually get a bit of money out of it. Not that she's greedy. That's not why she's doing this. She's doing it because she doesn't really care, but she can definitely see some advantage in it for her family, and also just for the you know, the guys on the boat. Catching a whale is a big deal, right? In terms of also trading and stuff. But she doesn't really care too much about it either way, so she's just gonna let someone else handle this, and she's gonna, I don't know, probably find a book and read instead of looking at even them killing it. So yeah, that's how we're gonna deal with that one. Oh yeah, betrothed can marry. Let's actually check up on that as well. So yeah, our player heir, son and counselor can now finally marry this Polish girl, and that will basically, you know, make sure that we do have this alliance with the Poznan down in Poland, and guaranteeing it for quite a while, at least until one of us is probably gonna die. But I don't really see a reason why we wouldn't do this. She is diligent, she is fickle, she is trusting, a mastermind philosopher, super extended family member, because we do have other family members from Poland before this one, so that's why it's super extended, which is kind of interesting. And she's also glowing. Very good physical trait here. And let's see, just in here, she got plus 35 honor, compassion, social, a very social person, very rational person, or well, somewhat rational. She is liveliness is plus 75, boldness is plus 55, zeal is not really, vengeful minus 30. She's not very vengeful at all. She won't go out and duel people or anything like that, and she's not very greedy either. Just yeah, well, zero is in the middle. Zero is actually in the middle of things. So she's not greedy, but she's not. She's using money pretty wise, I would say. All right, that's pretty cool. I mean, greedy goes into more than just, you know, spending gold, but actually, what is exactly it? Yeah, more likely to do all sorts of things, right? Offer fealty, sale of titles, plot against friends and families. So actually more likely to plot against families if they are greedy. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. But yeah, I don't really see why we wouldn't take her into the family here and marry her in, or marry her with Fröger here. I mean, it's not exactly us doing it, but it is kind of. So let's do it. Yeah, I think they have a medium chance of getting children. That's fine for me. Let's send the proposal, and there we go. It's popping already. I gladly accept your marriage proposal. Your son and heir, Fröger, and my daughter, Jolanta, will be joined in holy matrimony. May Saint Brigid bless their union. I don't know who Saint Brigid is, but excellent. I'll take it. Now we get back to the commission epic. Honestly, I don't know exactly what it's gonna do, but let's just read here. My family history contains many tales of great success and honor. If any of those were composed into a single story, it would certainly reflect very well on myself. Yeah, okay, I mean, sure, but she's not really... I don't know, would she do this? Would she really... I mean, it cost a lot of money, and... I don't think she's one to spend gold on things like this. I mean, yes, she does love her family, but actually this suggesting that it's more about her than it is about the family, to be honest. So, and we would receive a family epic artifact. I don't know. We don't have an artifact right now, and I feel like this could be it could be fun. It could be fun to do this, also because I don't really know what exactly artifact we would get. But in terms of role-playing, I'm leaning toward probably saying no. That she probably wouldn't do this. But then again, she is bold. Yeah, you know what? I think I will go with time to start composing here. I think I do want to do it. It might be a bit of the wrong character to do it with, but let's just do it. A family epic. What I need is a classical tale of the grandeur of my family. A song about the origins of the Elvin dynasty and how we are destined to greatness. The more I see here, the more I like this. I only need someone who knows how to tell a story. Ah, okay. So we got Godfred, an accomplished storyteller. I will gather some of my best scribes. Surely any lowly stable boy could do this on second thought. See, here's the thing. We need to roleplay this. She would probably let the stable boy do this. She doesn't want to spend money here. That's the thing. She just wants her family to be right, all about, you know, the family epic to be written down, but she doesn't really want to spend a lot of gold on it on someone who is a very accomplished storyteller. That's not the kind of person she is. So I think she would go with the lowly stable boy here. So what is that gonna do? You lose 2 gold. Right. Then the servant composed the epic. Low chance of an exceptional epic. Right, so we won't have a big chance of getting anything really exceptional out of it, but we don't lose a lot of gold either. And I think she would definitely go this way. That is why we're going to roleplay this part of the event. So yeah, let's do that. And let's see what it's going to give us. I guess it doesn't give us anyway right away, but let's just let time go a little bit here. A lot of people are converting to this new faith here, Mandeism. I think most of them are in England or Scotland or Iceland, so I'm not too concerned about it, to be honest. Who is this? Knight Dan Löwenfeld can marry. Let's actually just move time ahead. Who is this guy? He is a Danish knight of our 13. He's one of the better knights. Oh, we have one of the family members from Vid. I don't know if you remember this one, but they were actually the ones on Fyn for a long time until they were going up against the Koren king back then. And then they lost their title. Do we want to marry into the Vid family here with our knight? Kind of reforming the Vid family house. I don't know, maybe we want to do that. And then again, not really. I mean, we will take her in because she's a pretty good character, but otherwise I don't really want to restart the Vid family. No, let's just do it this way. That's fine. I'm okay with that. Okay, here we go. Family epic perspective. Dan, the servant. I order it to work on my family history. Seems to be struggling a little. That he That he is making any progress at all is quite impressive. However, as it turns out, he can neither read nor rhyme. Yet he works day and night and has now come to meet me with an important question. What exactly should it be about, my lady? Oh my god. He doesn't even know what it is. Okay. Focus on stories of my dynasty's ancestral claims. That would make sense. It should focus on me and my dynasty, of course. It is a family history, so be generous. Tell the story as truthful as possible. This is tell the story as true. I don't think she would go with the last one. I think she would go with it is a family history, so be generous. That makes the most sense to me. Why is this? Because she's a matriarch, she wouldn't... Yeah, again, that makes sense. You would gain stress from that. Because it's not about her, it's about the family. Focus on stories from my dynasty ancestral claims. What would that do? I will get claims on neighboring titles when the epic is done. Right. No, I don't think she cares about that too much either. I mean, she's not against it either, but I think this one seems the most obvious one to go for. So we will gain more renown when the epic is done, which I'm perfectly happy with as well. And it does fit the overall theme here, what we are going for. So let's do that. That's nice. That's very nice indeed. So yeah, it's this is actually I think it's probably part of a mod. Oh, there we go. Our knight is married now. Lovely, lovely. But yeah, I do feel like this is probably part of a mod. I don't remember seeing it before, but it is really cool. I really like it. It is also giving us some renown, which is very helpful. But let's see if it's gonna trigger anytime soon here or not. No, maybe not. Ah, here we go. Or maybe this is not it. The mysterious relic. I am receiving strange report from one of my officials stationed in a village in a distant corner of Lübeck. Several weeks ago, loud noises were reported one night. It sounded like a blacksmith at work or carpenter building houses, yet no such activity was being done to anyone's knowledge. That morning, my official went with the local to investigate the source of the noise. All they saw was a fallen tree and odd clumps of dirt on the ground, and a rod made of some kind of wood. When touched, it emitted a loud sound that temporarily deafened all who were present, and a great light appeared for a brief moment. No one has been able to make the rod do that again, despite repeated efforts. Oh, that got to be gunpowder, or, some kind of explosive, right? Some kind of black powder, what's it called? Dynamite, not dynamite. It's just it's gunpowder of sorts, right? Explosives of sorts. It must be. The peasants believe that the rod a holy relic from God, but my official, a scholar, is more skeptical. As the report concludes, I have no doubt God would never leave divine artifacts lying around like trash. After all, he would surely prefer we study and learn from this strange thing to further our knowledge of natural phenomena about the world he created. Yeah, that's probably also what Ursi would think. What a cool event this is. Wow, this is really nice. The parents will be happy we have consecrated the holy relic. Okay, it will be a worthy endeavor to the local scholar studying it. So what would the rod do? Holding taxes and popular opinion. What is the other one doing? Studying the rod. I think she would go with studying the rod. Let the scholars study it rather than have it as a holy relic. But she could go either way, to be honest. I think Osa doesn't really... I mean, she does care about this. I think it's a pretty good story, and Osa probably likes it a lot as well, and is probably wondering what the hell it is, like I am. I think it's gunpowder, more than likely, or some kind of. I don't know how it actually came to be the blacksmith at work. It's a very odd situation, this, but. Yeah, I'm gonna go with a study here. I'm gonna go with a study, but that was a really lovely event. But I would like to see my my family epic. Oh, there we go. It triggered. Nice. Family epic, a question of time. I have not been present with the new work on my family epic for weeks, and the whole process is either taking too long or he ends up doing shoddy work. It is truly too much to demand that he delivers excellence and that he delivers it now. Yeah, I think it is. I think it's probably too much to ask for this guy. He's not really great to do. He's not really a great poet or writer or anything. So I want it to be good, and I want it now. Nah, she's not really greedy, and she's... Yeah, I don't really see why she would say that. And it also goes against what the... Yeah, she's patient. She's a patient person, right? So it doesn't really make sense to say that at all. I will put him up for as long as it takes. So we are actually gonna make it cost 15 more. Yeah, it is what it is. She doesn't like using money either, but she is a patient person, and it is what it is. It is kind of important to her, and 15 gold is 15 gold, right? It's not the end of the world when you have 77 money are going by. So sure, let's make it take a little bit longer. Oh, look at this. A son's wife became pregnant. Tashiki Itkonen became pregnant with a Frenne Osen's, Elvin's child. Ooh, we might have a grandchild coming in soon enough. That is lovely news. I do like that a lot. Now, it is not going to be our player heir down the line because, well, it could be. Depends on things. Things could happen in this game. But it is definitely going to be a character of our dynasty. And it will also be the first grandchild of hers. So that is definitely something to celebrate when it hopefully will happen. But yeah, let's move on and see if it does happen at all. Maybe she could... I mean, sometimes they just lose their children, right? So we'll see. Dan has been caught trying to sneak off from his duties. Thankfully, a guard recognized him as he passed by the gates. Oh no, what is... So, it is exhausting work. He defends himself day and night. My benevolent lady, I am desperate for a few days' rest. Are you... What? I'm paying you a lot of gold here, kind of. Very well, perhaps a break is in order. Chain him to his work table. Nah, she wouldn't chain him to the work table. I mean, it's probably not literally what she's gonna do, but yeah, I don't think she would do that. She would actually grant. Okay, maybe it is actually literally what she would do. So it would reduce chance of producing an exceptional epic, or we could 50 gold. You know what? I think she's up with it. I think she's done with it here. Yeah, 50 gold is way too much to pay. That's way above what she would do. I think she is fed up with this guy and trying to sneak off, and she's fed up with it now. She wants this epic done. She have paid a good amount of money. She's been fairly patient. She is a patient, woman, but she also have her, rationalities to deal with here. And the rational thing is definitely not spending 50 gold here. The rational thing is to chain this guy to the table and make sure that he's getting this done now. This is not okay. This is not okay at all. Yeah, I mean, he's taking the better part of 6 months, actually, about it. I think. I'm actually not sure about that, but let's just go with that. That's what she probably thinks. It's taking forever and ever. And yeah, we're not gonna give out more gold to make this work. No, you have to make work with what you have now. Dan Löwenfeld, get on with it, please. To the charming Orse, I call on you to honor your alliance and join me in the war against the tyranny of King Vlost, or something like that, of Polska. Okay, so that is interesting, I would say. Now, we are not a very honorable person, or, I mean, we are a 0 in honor, but that's like, we can go either way here. But she do have a couple of things to consider, right? I mean, this alliance is very, very important to Orse. It is actually the only one that is important. The other one with Count Leave is of lesser importance. Of course, she's a family member and all that, and in that sense, it is important, but in terms of strength, this guy is a big deal. I haven't even looked at what kind of war we are dealing with here, but it seems like it's actually a war that he's declaring. Yeah, he's joins war against the tyranny of King Vlost as an attacker. So we are actually attacking the Polish kingdom, I guess. The problem with that is, Okay, let's see. The allied is Poznan, of course. He has 2,137 soldiers. Then we also have this duchy joining up, apparently, with 2,636, plus ours, 665. The allied is Polska, the entire kingdom of Poland, with 6,651 soldiers, and also the county of Silona, with 900. Yeah, I don't think he's gonna win this war, to be honest, and I feel like the AI sometimes makes some horrible mistakes going into wars against other AIs that they don't have any chance of beating at all. But we are not about to lose 350 fame. We will accept this call. I think we'll send a small army. We won't send our entire army. We'll probably raise the levies, send them down there. Let them, or maybe we'll actually take our Vikmen. Yeah, probably the Vikmen plus a couple of knights, and then we'll send them down there, and that's gonna be it. That's gonna be the, the contribution we are gonna send. Yeah, I don't really see why we would send our entire army. I don't know. Maybe we should just send the levies, because the levies doesn't really cost us a lot of money either. But then again, she's not greedy in that way. No, she's not greedy. I think we can do whatever we like here in terms of her personality. There is not really a whole lot we need to consider in terms of her being honorable or compassionate or... Yeah, she's just rational here. In this case, she's using her rationality to say, I should help him, but I should probably not send my best soldiers. You know what I mean? We should probably not send the best soldiers. But yeah, we'll join the war, and we will actually raise the... We'll raise everything, but what we will do is we will split them off when we have them raised, and then we will get rid of... There we go. So yeah, let's split off a new army here. So we will send... We'll send the levies, and we will also send... Yeah, well, he's kind of riding the epic right now. We are not gonna send our best soldiers. I think maybe someone we want to get rid of, kind of. Maybe she is kind of cynical in that way. Actually, she's not very cynical, but I think we will send this warrior or knight, and also Rokit. So those two knights we're gonna send with him. Maybe Uthgar. Should we send Uthgar as well? I guess Uthgar could also go down there and actually lead the army here. That makes sense. Okay, let's take them and move out. We're gonna move... I think we'll just try and join up with the army down there somewhere. I probably won't show you a whole lot of it unless there is something really interesting. And the rest of them, we can just disband again. You know, I wish there was a mod where you could just do this without have to disbanding and all this. Just raise the army that you actually want directly. I haven't found any mods that can actually do that, but that would be lovely to see in the future from the modding community. I can't mod myself, so I can only ask for it, right? Anyway, we're gonna let the army go down there, and we'll see what happens in that war, but I have a feeling that our allied will get absolutely slaughtered, and maybe so will our armies, but yeah, I'll manage it. Oh, we need to move our knight in there. What guy was it? It was this guy, right? Boris Ruk. Well, at least he's there. Oh, we also have the family epic done. I think Boris here is gonna handle this situation. Gonna move him in as the commander. So, what are we... Okay, Dan. Okay, Dan. Dan has taken a number of liberties in my family epic in regards to warfare and battles. Oh, has he now? It makes for dramatic scenes, but I worry my marshal has been offended as he furrows his brow at a particular scene. I am almost relieved when he finally shares his thoughts. It is all nonsense, but this part with the loyal horse has given me some ideas. Okay. Wherever inspiration can be found, we should use it. Explain it to me in detail. I need to see what actually it does. On completion, you will receive a family epic book artifact, which improves combat advantage. I mean, our father was definitely a combatant, but we are not really that much into combat. You gain 500 martial lifestyle experience. Yeah, I think... I mean, us, as the player, also don't really care about this. We don't really care too much about combat. But this is actually what this guy is. So he would be sharing that. But this would just give us an epic book or not. I think he should probably explain something here. I mean, our marshal is definitely concerned here, and he should probably explain himself in detail. And we do gain martial lifestyle, which is not really important to Åse, but the whole conversation is probably important to her. So I'm gonna go with explain it to me in detail, and we'll see what happens with that now. Okay, that was unexpected, but not entirely, of course. We have died. Åse is dead. Yeah, it just, you know, I was just like moving down our soldiers here towards Poland, and there she goes. She's dead. Countess Åse of Lübeck rests in the arms of the Lord at 63 years of age. She died of old age. Well, there we go. Can't really complain about that, can we? A woman to always put the good of her family above all else. True. She spent her life trying to ensure a glorious future for all of her descendants. True. That's exactly what we tried to do with her. Count Röger ascends to the throne, fair and just in all things. Many hope that he will handle any conflicts with grace. Oh boy. Will he now? Yeah, that's a good question, isn't it? And I think it's going to be a fairly short episode, this one, isn't it? But I think it is probably worth ending the episode on someone dying. Or someone ascending to a throne. I mean, we don't really have a throne. We have a stole. we have a table and a stole or something like that. But yeah, it's we are gonna continue as Röger, but I think it will be in the next episode, guys. We of course have a lot to do when we are when we are taking over as a new player. But wow, Åse is dead. I can't believe it. That didn't take long, did it? But then again, she was 63. She died of old age. Can't really complain too much about it. She had a good life, didn't she? She had a really good life. But yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I hope you enjoyed that Åse had a good life. I don't hope you enjoyed that she's dead, but because that's kind of sad. But if you did, or if you didn't, leave a thumbs up, and I will see you around next time.